Welcome back my YouTube channel. I am telling about for this coin the 1978 Netherlands 1 Golden 1G coin, exploring its design, historical context, cultural significance, and place in Dutch numismatic history. The 1978 Netherlands 1 Golden coin. History, context, and legacy. Introduction. The 1 Golden coin of 1978 from the Kingdom of the Netherlands represents far more than a piece of monetary metal. It embodies a period of Dutch history defined by economic stability, evolving European cooperation, and subtle yet significant shifts in national identity. To appreciate its importance, we must situate this coin within the broader historical trajectory of the Dutch guilder, the Netherlands monetary system, and the global circumstances of the late 20th century. BY 1978. The guilder, known in Dutch as the gulden, meaning golden, had already enjoyed centuries of use. It was a symbol of Dutch independence, mercantile power, and financial reliability. The 1978 issue of the 1G coin, depicting Queen Juliana, continued a lineage that stretched back to the 13th century and would end only in 2002 with the introduction of the euro. This essay examines the 1978 1 Golden coin's design, production, symbolism, historical background, and its place in Dutch and European monetary evolution, offering a holistic view of its cultural and historical significance. Origins of the Dutch gulden. The term gulden derives from golden florin or golden florin, referencing the gold coins first minted in Florence in the 13th century. Dutch adoption of the florin as a monetary unit dates to the late Middle Ages, when the Low Countries were a key part of Europe's trade networks. The guilder became one of Europe's most stable currencies during the Dutch Golden Age, 17th century, when the Dutch Republic was a global maritime and financial power. Over centuries, the guilder transitioned from a gold-based currency to a silver, and later a base metal currency. Despite changes in material and denomination systems, the guilder remained central to Dutch identity, synonymous with prudence, stability, and prosperity. The Netherlands in 1978. Historical context. To understand the 1978 coin, it is important to contextualize it within Dutch society and politics of the 1970s, post-war recovery and economic stability. After the devastation of World War II, the Netherlands underwent rapid reconstruction and modernization. By the 1970s, it had become one of Europe's most advanced economies. The country joined the European Economic Community, EEC, in 1958, aligning itself with Western European integration movements. BY 1978. The Dutch economy was adapting to the global oil crises of 1973 and 1979. Inflationary pressures were significant, but the guilder remained one of the most stable European currencies. The Netherlands' conservative fiscal management and strong export economy, particularly in chemicals, agriculture, and manufacturing, helped maintain confidence in the guilder. Queen Juliana's reign. The 1978 coin bears the portrait of Queen Juliana, who reigned from 1948 to 1980. Her image had appeared on Dutch coins since her ascension. Juliana was deeply beloved by her people for her modesty, accessibility, and humanitarian approach to monarchy. Her reign spanned a transformative era, from post-war reconstruction to the social revolutions of the 1960s and 1970s. The 1978 1G coin thus reflects a moment near the end of her reign, as the monarchy prepared for the succession of her daughter, Beatrix. In 1980. Design and technical characteristics. Obverse. Queen Juliana. The obverse, front, of the 1978 1 Golden coin features a right-facing effigy of Queen Juliana, surrounded by the inscription, Juliana Koningin der Nederlanden, Juliana, Queen of the Netherlands. This design was created by Ludwig Oswald Wenckebach, a prominent Dutch sculptor and medalist. Wenckebach's portrait of Juliana, first used on coins in 1953, is celebrated for its realism and dignity. Unlike the stylized or idealized monarch portraits of earlier eras, Wenkybox Juliana appears human, approachable, and unadorned, reflecting her reputation as the people's queen. Reverse. The Dutch coat of arms. The reverse displays the Dutch coat of arms, consisting of a crowned shield bearing a rampant lion holding a sword and a sheaf of arrows, symbols of sovereignty and unity. Above the shield is the royal crown, representing the House of Orange-Nassau. To the left of the shield is the denomination 1, and to the right, the letter G for golden. Beneath the shield appears the year 1978, and directly below the date are the mint marks. The mint mark for the Utrecht Mint, Koninklijke Nederlandse Munt, appears as a small symbol, traditionally a caduceus, a winged staff with snakes, representing the mint's historic emblem of commerce and craftsmanship. Edge and composition. The edge of the 1978 1G coin is reeded, a common anti-counterfeiting measure. Technical specifications. Value: 1 golden metal composition. Nickel, 100%. Weight: 6 grams. Diameter: 25 millimeters. Thickness: 1.95 millimeters. The shift to nickel composition reflected broader trends in post-war coinage, as precious metals were abandoned in favor of durable, inexpensive alternatives. Artistic interpretation. The simplicity and balance of the coin's design mirror the Dutch aesthetic tradition, minimalist, functional, and unpretentious. The crisp lettering and disciplined layout embody modernist influences, consistent with the Netherlands' reputation for innovative yet understated design. The minting process and circulation. The Koninklijke Nederlandse Munt, Royal Dutch Mint, located in Utrecht, produced the 1978 1 golden coin. The mint, founded in 1567 under Spanish rule, is one of Europe's oldest continuously operating mints. By 1978, minting technology had become highly mechanized. Blanks were punched from nickel sheets, cleaned, and struck under high pressure between engraved dies. Each die had to meet strict tolerances to ensure uniformity, an essential feature of a trusted national currency. The 1978 mintage ran into the tens of millions, reflecting the guilder's central role in daily commerce. It circulated widely across the Netherlands until the transition to the euro in 2002, at which point 1G coins were withdrawn and demonetized. Symbolism and national identity. The 1 golden coin has long held a place in the Dutch psyche as more than a tool of trade. It was a marker of identity and continuity. In 1978, the Netherlands was experiencing social and cultural transformation. Decolonization, shifting gender roles, environmental awareness, and the beginnings of European integration. The coin's imagery, a steadfast queen and a centuries-old coat of arms, symbolized enduring stability amid change. The lion and the arrows. The lion clutching a sword and arrows dates back to the Union of Utrecht, 1579, when the Dutch provinces joined in resistance to Spanish rule. The sword symbolizes defense of freedom. The arrows, unity among provinces. Together, they encapsulate Dutch independence, courage, and cooperation, values that remained relevant in 1978 as the country navigated Cold War geopolitics and European integration. Juliana's portrait as symbolic bridge. Juliana's likeness, introduced in 1953, served as a bridge between tradition and modernity. Her image on the guilder, unchanged throughout her reign, became a familiar national emblem. In the 1978 issue, her portrayal also carried a subtle sense of continuity as her daughter Beatrix prepared to assume the throne. 8. Year 2000 in U.S. coinage beyond the state quarters. The year 2000 was significant for numismatics beyond the state quarters. The Sacagawea dollar, the golden dollar featuring Sacagawea, debuted in 2000, aiming to replace the widely disliked Susan B. Anthony dollar. Its debut overshadowed some news about the quarters but added to a general sense of renewed interest in U.S. coinage. Minting technology. Modern minting processes in 2000 were highly efficient and used sophisticated die engraving techniques, meaning the state quarters of this era are sharply detailed and generally high-quality strikes. 9. The historical meaning of the combined dates. Why 1788 matters. The ratification of the Constitution in that year formally formed the American federal government. Multiple states joined the new nation in 1788. These states are among the earliest chapters in U.S. national identity. Why 2000 matters? It marks the millennium. It's the second year of the state quarters programmed IT, symbolizes a modern revival of American historical awareness through coinage together. The dates 1788 to 2000 celebrate the nation's founding, its early expansion, and the continuity of American identity into the 21st century. The juxtaposition visually compresses 212 years of American history into a single small coin 10. Are 1788 to 2000 quarters valuable? Most 1788 to 2000 state quarters remain common in circulation and are worth face value. However, uncirculated or proof versions from mint sets, silver proofs, and certain error coins can carry premium value to collectors. Errors such as off-center strikes, double dies, or rare planchet mistakes can be worth significantly more. 11. Legacy of the 2000 state quarters. The program's success inspired several follow UPSD.C. and Territories Quarters, 2009, America the Beautiful Quarters, 2010 to 2021, American Women Quarters, 2022 to 2025. The quarter became America's most frequently redesigned circulating coin, a tradition that continues today. Conclusion: a U.S. quarter bearing 1788 and 2000 is not merely a piece of pocket change. It is part of one of the most popular commemorative coin series in U.S. history, the 50-state quarters program. The date 1788 marks the year the state depicted on that quarter entered the Union, while 2000 signifies the year the coin was issued. Understanding the meaning of these dates requires exploring U.S. coinage history from its founding era, through the establishment of the mint, the Washington quarter era, and finally the explosion of interest that greeted the state quarters at the dawn of the millennium. This small coin encapsulates the birth of the United States, the evolution of its currency, and a modern celebration of its diverse states and heritage. The juxtaposition visually compresses 212 years of American history into a single small coin 10. Are 1788 to 2000 quarters valuable? Most 1788 to 2000 state quarters remain common in circulation and are worth face value. The United States Constitution and coinage power. The Constitution, drafted in 1787 and ratified state by state in 1787 to 1788, granted Congress the power to coin money and regulate its value. 1788, therefore, is a milestone year. Several states ratified the Constitution that year, putting into motion the federal government that would later control national minting. Though the quarter dollar itself would not be minted until 1796, the ideation of a standardized coinage system began during this critical period when the new nation was defining its financial and economic structures. The Coinage Act of 1792. The crucial legal foundation for the quarter came with the Coinage Act of 1792, which established the U.S. Mint, created the decimal system for U.S. currency, and authorized denominations including the quarter dollar. The first actual U.S. quarters were not produced until a few years later, in 1796.2. Early quarter designs, 1796 to 1899. The draped bust quarter, 1796 and 1804 to 1807. The earliest quarter featured Liberty with flowing hair and a draped bust. The reverse depicted a small eagle or later a heraldic eagle. These early issues were made in very small quantities, making them prized by collectors today.